Good morning, Samoa, and welcome back to Doctor Who, Series 6, Episode 1, The Impossible Astronaut, and Episode 2, eventually, The Day of the Moon. Doesn't even have day in it. It's just it doesn't have the Day of the Moon. That's what it is. It's not a Christmas special, so I've done the correct intro. Yes, it's been a while. We've had a 2-week gap between the seasons, but we're back. Season 6 should take us till like the end of July. Are we halfway? No, we're probably like halfway in terms of episodes, but we're getting close to the halfway of seasons. We're getting close to where I had to stop originally because it got pulled off Amazon. Actually, I think we're only a few episodes from that point. Is it this season? Yeah, I think closing time. Hell of an episode to drop off the series, by the way. Right before the end of, like, learning everything. I think that was it. But, yeah, this one, we've got a lot to cover today. We have got to do our introductions. It's a new season. We've got to introduce 2 episodes. And we've got Doctor Who news. You know what? I'll just start with what we're doing because it's a new season. Because I'm accidentally counting Christmas Carol as last season. If you don't know what we're doing, we are basically going to be recording an audio commentary track live. So, obviously for legal reasons, I can't just stream an episode of Doctor Who. So you'll have this time bar on screen and eventually a blurred version of the episode in the background. In a little bit, after all this rambling, we're going to do a countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. On go, everyone's going to hit play, and that should keep us all synced up. For Doctor Who specifically, that is so slightly complicated because there are 2 versions of every modern episode of Doctor Who. There is the original UK broadcast version, what you would have seen on television in London in 2011. Yeah, I'm confident on that. It's 2011. And there's the American broadcast version. These versions are exactly the same, except the American version is about 4% slower for reasons that you will get obsessed over and eventually go take a filmography degree. And no one's got time for that. So, yeah. We are watching the American version because those are the ones what I did bought. They are also... Actually, I suppose I could check this now. Bit spoilers, but they are also usually the versions that are on streaming platforms. I don't know about iPlayer, but German Amazon streamed the American versions, and that German Amazon is where I get all of my information from. So I trust that. Best Amazon. Yeah, I guess I went straight into it because I alluded to it. Doctor Who, see the pre-Disney stuff, now has an American streaming platform again. Finally, the first 13 seasons are now on AMC Plus. I own these all on Blu-ray, so I don't really care. But it's nice that they are online. Maybe people will actually come to this now. Have I ever heard of AMC Plus outside of this? No, but again, they're there. That's nice. It's just the stuff that's not on Disney. That's still on Disney Plus, I think. The 14th, 15th Doctors. And it's not like a production deal. It's not any of the like new stuff. Come to think of it, I don't know if the Christmas special has an international streaming home yet. I forgot about that. It'll probably be on like BBC America, if nothing else. But BBC America is kind of hot trash, at least the website streaming. So I really hope it is somewhere else. Maybe I'll just buy it on iPlayer. I don't know. But yeah, that is all the news I have at the moment. Caden, you've been awfully silent. People are probably going to forget that I'm here.
I'm here. Yeah.
Shall we introduce ourselves just a bit?
I think we shall.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, this is the first time I think at the beginning of a season that you haven't done me the honors of introducing me as filthy, disgusting. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. Okay, so I'm leveling up a little bit. I can deem how experienced I am.
No.
I'm still filthy. Got it. Understood. Well, I'm joining these streams to be the voice of the casual audience. I watched up to around this season. Yeah, filthy and disgusting. I watched about up to this season, maybe to the next season. I don't know, because I don't know what episode is going to come every week.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I can't actually tell you. He watched up to the season that has dinosaurs on a spaceship in it.
I did. And that was when I was maybe 10 years old, 11. I have no idea. And I enjoyed them when I was little, but I haven't really seen...
now, right? Just so the audience...
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Elderly.
Go on.
And I don't really remember much of Doctor Who, other than the fact that I enjoyed it. And so most episodes are me going, oh, I think I remember this. And then giving the opinions of someone who is seeing it for relatively the first time.
I have just been told that Caden is very staticky, but you're not on my end, is the weird part. Hang on, let me see if... Oh my god, you are very staticky.
You can hear that,
yeah. What the hell is that? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I've noticed you are something of a Moffat man. Hang on, sorry, we're gonna resolve this. What even... You know what? I changed my audio on Discord. I'm gonna get you back. We're gonna have an intermission. Boop. Boop. Actually, hang on. I'm gonna do something I, like, never do and insert an ad. There we go. We'll just close down Discord. Some of you can probably still hear me. Hello?
Welcome back.
Hello. This is weird. Okay, the stream can't hear the computer. So I've got to wait for you to come back on YouTube. Keep talking, actually. That's going to help a lot.
Well, I mean, I'll do a slight recap. But I am the casual in this environment between the two of us, between the experienced and the slowly gaining experience. I think some of the only episodes that I remember and that I'm looking forward to are naturally Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. Honestly, don't remember any of it except when the Doctor hops on the back of a dinosaur. I think maybe he has a cowboy hat he raises. Maybe I'm just inventing that in my memories. And one of my favorite episodes...
You're coming on. You're coming on.
Ooh. One of my favorite episodes is the Time Hotel.
No,
I don't actually know what the name of that episode is. Oh, got it. Understood.
Okay. I think it's better. It's fixed. Okay, it's fixed. All right, there's Discord shenanigans. It was really hard to tell if Caden was talking or not when I'm listening to the stream. Sorry for that hiccup, everyone. Yeah, okay, note to self, when I change the Discord microphone, restart Discord. There we go, wife coming in clutch. Yeah, I mean, like, someone who wasn't a filthy, disgusting Doctor Who casual probably would have had a better mic. But, you know, these are just what we have to live with. No, I mean, today, I'm gonna give you credit, right? We played the Guess the Episode from the screenshot. You didn't actually do great with the actual guessing. However, you did recognize elderly ood hands from a frame, and that was quite impressive. Quickly. You are starting to graduate a little bit, so I don't know if you're maybe quite filthy and disgusting today, because we decided, of course, your performance on guessing the episode does determine how filthy casual you are.
If anything, however, I was too good today.
You were too good. You have to
my detriment.
Do worse. However, my voice here, I mean, it's my channel, so as you might expect, I was here to represent the fans, the normal level of fandom. I've managed to actually prep them by pulling them up. I have completed literally thousands of stories of Doctor Who, 2,456, but who's counting? A website, that's the answer. That is just over 25% of Doctor Who, according to the wonderful website TARDIS Guide, which, let me tell you, is extraordinarily expansive. It's questionably expansive. It's got Blake 7 on there, and, like, that's not even Doctor Who, so that's how expansive it is. There's almost, like, 10,000 Doctor Who stories on that thing. Comics, books, audios, TV, believe it or not. I'm the mega fan. I know I'm the kind of fan who will react if I hear the words John and Gillian. I know 25% of everything. So the idea, kind of loosely, was to get those joint perspectives on the show. But I think really we're just watching Doctor Who. That's kind of how it works. Every now and then, Caden, you ask a question. I'm like, Caden, you have no idea the can of worms you've just opened. I've got to talk about looms now. And
Yeah.
It's just, it's all. No one wants to talk about looms. It's just who wants to talk about looms? I haven't gotten to that book yet. I've still got a lot of books, and that book costs like $350. So we'll cross that bridge. Actually, wait, no, I did get to the looms book. It's like the fourth one, isn't it? Never mind. I've known about looms. I've read so much Doctor Who. I can't even remember what Doctor Who I've read. There we go. Yeah. I promise we will get to the episode soon. That's probably it for the introductions. And of course, I am 24. Caden's 37. I'm 24.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah. I also had. I like this personal news story, right? We've started. Actually, maybe this should be for between the episodes. But screw it. We've started introducing solids to my kid. Right? The doctor said that's something we should do. So now, sometimes for breakfast, she gets a little bit of peanut butter that's been watered down with smushed up banana in it, and she doesn't like it very much.
Oh,
yeah.
what?
No, my wife's kind of like, that the grandparents said that, she'll be picky about anything. I'm like, it's watered down peanut banana. Like, I don't, would you eat it,
Peanut butter banana is pretty good.
But watered down. So it's like not as,
I suppose,
thick. This is what the doctor said to do. It probably sounds crazy, but they said to water down peanut butter, and so they don't like it very much.
Dang.
Surprise, surprise. I think I've got an episode to introduce now. I think it's about that time.
Tell us what we're about to watch here.
So as I mentioned before, we're watching The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon. As I mentioned before, I don't remember what I mentioned before, but basically I just like to introduce these episodes before we get into them. The Impossible Astronaut is a story, a near future story. It takes place on humanity's first manned mission to Mars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, right, we launch the astronauts up out of Earth, and they start their burn to trip to Mars because it takes a few months or something, and there's 5 astronauts on this spaceship. It's kind of big and has gravity because the TARDIS needs to land and BBC budget, but that's their ship. But one of the 5 astronauts is just impossible. You ask them can you get the logs for those energy readings, and they say they have a sprained ankle, and you're like, it's space. That doesn't you just float around, even though I just said it's there's gravity. And then it's hey, you didn't change the oxygen filters, and it's oh, that was Dave's job. It's he's just the worst, right? And he complains about everything, and it's all the other guys are there's gonna be 2. I say all the other guys, it's near future, it's a mixed, there's a diverse set of astronauts, but all the other people are I can't spend several months with this person. And then on Mars, imagine 20% of the population being like that. That must suck. So on their they get tired of the guy so quickly that within a week, as they go by the moon, they just decide to leave him there. I'm screw it, we're not dealing with you. That's part 1. This is all part 1.
Wow.
Right? And
that's intense.
It's a lot. It's kind of like The Caretaker, which you haven't seen. They're just being really toxic to each other for an episode. That's it. Day of the Moon. This is when the doctor comes in at the start of part 2. Now again, I don't like to spoil things, so I'm going to be kind of vague here. But the doctor comes in and he sees the impossible astronaut basically just left to die on the moon or whatever. They gave him like a Capri Sun for like rations, just one, and that was it, you know. So he's probably not gonna go. And of course, he complained about it because he's just impossible. I like, how am I supposed to get the straw through my helmet or whatever? It's like they would just, you know, that we don't have time for that tangent. But basically, as they're like the spaceship is leaving this guy on the moon, one of the people on the astronaut is so sick of the impossible astronaut that out the window they moon him. Right? Is like a screw you, right?
Yeah.
And that is the moon that we're talking about in the episode title, because it changes him, right? And he kind of realizes that other people see him as a bit of a bad guy, right?
Wow.
And so the rest of this episode is like an amazing character growth and development where he totally turns around. It's kind of like Alfred Nobel, the Nobel Prize guy.
Yeah.
For some reason, they thought he died, and the newspaper printed his obituary, and it was something like, you know, because he invented dynamite. It was like the bringer of death has passed away, and it just like changed Nobel entirely when he read his own obituary about he was a terrible person. That's what this mooning did. And the doctor has to help the impossible astronaut become a good person. And he does, and that's how it ends. It's very sweet, and he gets to go to Mars, and eventually he becomes like the president of Mars, and he's real good too. It's like a utopia, and it's a really heartwarming twist ending, you know. So.
Wow, the first part made it sound so like silly and goofy, and then it really just like sounds like a beautiful
it's like
story.
It's like a Zuko level redemption arc over the course of 50 minutes. Yeah, some might say that you don't have that kind of time to pull it off, but it's they were right. So, you know, that's what we're gonna watch. And River's in this one, yeah.
Oh yeah, always, of course.
Is that how you remember it? Because you're a Moffat man. You seem to remember the Moffat episodes better than.
Yeah, I remember at some point they must have put the astronaut in a lake. I remember that part. When they were making fun of him.
I can't remember the name of any features on the moon, but yeah, those ones. Mm-hmm. So the Sea of
Tranquility.
Other than that, yeah, the Lake of Tranquility. It's
Other than that, I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, bam. When I
excited.
opened up the video player to get this set up, I had to double check I opened the right episode. So that tells you what I remember about the cold open. Do you need to get a water or anything before we start? Because it has been like 20 minutes.
I'm good, but you'll have to reopen your on my end over here.
I will share for you. You might have to entertain them briefly while I fill up this water bottle. Let me just.
I can entertain briefly.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, tell them how this works. Remind them what we're gonna do.
All right. Well, in case anyone is just joining us and missed the intro, this is our live audio commentary. So it's bring your own video. Legally, we're not going to show you. We can't show you. Just stream an episode of Doctor Who to YouTube. We'd love to. Believe us, we'd really love to. It would make a whole lot of things in this stream go, easier, more fun, more engaging. But naturally, and of course, legally, you have to bring your own video. So there's going to be a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. Once we're ready to get going, and we'll all start our videos at the same time. We'll get our little bowls of popcorn. We won't get our popcorn because we need to be talking to you, but you feel free to butter up some popcorn.
I do have a bag of corn tortilla chips right here.
Ooh, corn tortilla chips. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
An empty thing of salsa. I think you can work it out.
That's what we have.
It occurred to me while I was upstairs that I think we generally have someone lurking, but for all I know, you could always be terribly crackly in these streams, and you just never know. Oh yeah, hang on. The hard drive's definitely got to wake up here. Oh god, I just hit a button too.
Oh my.
Yeah, we got to give this 10 seconds because sometimes my hard drive freezes. There we go. Okay, nice. It didn't freeze, but I did accidentally break the audio. It's fixed now. Yeah, actually, here's a PSA, right? People complain about the audio mixing in the entire Revival era. This is something I never noticed until I started watching them on my computer. And what I do is in VLC Media Player, I just change the audio mode from headphones to stereo, and it's fixed. Like it's a problem with the audio settings, and like if you're on a TV, I get that's really like sucks. And yes, the default settings on like broadcast and stuff should probably be better. But if you're ever having problems, just try and change your audio settings to a different version because it's just fixed on the stereo track. I'm not an audio person, but yeah, PSA. All right, as I hope Caden says, here's the countdown. It will be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Shoutouts to the person, by the way, who basically stuck around lurking until just about right now. Actually, it might have been my wife, come to think of it, who doesn't want spoilers.
Well, I truly have no recollection of what's going on.
There we go.
Great painting.
Ah, man, I missed it. I was fixing OBS.
Oh, I would love to hang that.
It is. Was she holding a modern... Okay, it looked like a pen for a second. I got confused. Yeah, I didn't remember the cold open for this episode. This is we should keep a new track. We have Amy and Rory deaths. Let's have how many times is Matt Smith naked? I think that's number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh gosh. Hang on. Nude 11. 1, 2. There we go. I know it's happening at least once. You know, this is the sort of thing you could never do in the show, but I'd like it if they read one that was like a random new 10th Doctor or something, or, you know.
Last time Amy made it, it was longer than that.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to think when we left Amy and Rory. This is just
yeah, I don't remember.
Well, it was Christmas Invasion, so they've just been married.
Yeah.
Also, I just started the 11th Doctor Titan comics, which coincidentally take place between the Christmas Invasion and this, so perfect timing on my part.
Now, the question is, did I kind of vaguely remember?
Yes.
Does the Doctor get shot in this episode? Is that how it starts, or do they wait for later? I don't...
He can't get shot. We still got an 11th Doctor story season, you know?
Yeah, but it's like, that's the whole thing. It's like, oh no, he's gonna die, or I think, from my memory.
Wait, they take a school bus? Oh yeah, this is the season they really tried to start growing the American audience. This is the season where we start getting answers, so things start getting a bit contradictory. I want to resist the word complicated. Although they do get more complicated, you know? There's the hat.
There it is. Boom, 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 boom. That's a good car.
That's better than a school bus. People in Utah, can you just like rent a school bus? That's a actually long car. Wow.
It's great. Oh my.
I think apparently there's an adventure. So this is something like a friend told me in middle school or something. That at one point the Doctor once said, if I ever wear a Stetson again, shoot it off. And I keep not noticing when that line is. Oh, is that the first Jim the Fish reference?
Jim the Fish.
You get referenced a lot. We love Jim the Fish. By the way, just remember this random American diner. It comes up a few times.
Gotta pin that in my long-term memory.
Yeah. Like, pretty long. I'm talking 12th Doctor long.
He got older in between seasons.
I thought he was gonna say America. Is he
He's got like a new
actually
wrinkle or
older
something.
between
I don't know.
seasons? I'm wondering if he's actually older between seasons or the makeup department has made him older, but I'm not really noticing it.
Maybe it's just been
Honestly,
2 weeks.
I've heard a lot of like Matt Smith impressions from like Big Finish, so it's
So, doctor's having a midlife crisis. That's
he
what it
does
sounds like.
get new looks though. It's slightly more refined. The tweed jacket's a little different. He gets a green one, the one from the thumbnail, in a lot of
Ooh.
season 6 episodes.
I'm excited for that. Love new outfits.
And possibly Big Moon. Check.
Oh, there it is.
No, that's next episode. Oh, he's aged. See, like, do they make him older because he's aged? The doctor and drinking really is like hit and miss on the regenerations.
Oh, they're here. They made it.
That's just an empty shot of the dead. No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm not.
right.
I'm not gonna. We're not gonna keep making the joke.
I did have a dream last night that the
Oh.
Silents were in. I remember it. Don't remember what they were doing.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just gonna turn you down a bit. There we go. It is crazy when you think about it. Like, sometimes I find things in sci-fi, or just generally, like, you can just look up and see the surface of another world, right? Like, that's weird. Our moon is pretty big relative to Earth. Like, that's weird, right? You ever looked at the moon and just been like, that's like another world right there?
That is a little weird.
That. It's weird, yeah.
Get a big telescope, see even more.
With like a pair of binoculars, you can see a lot more. Like, there he is.
There he is.
Yeah, gonna drop his pants any minute. Oh, he's
if I was watching for the first time,
down.
Which I kind of am, but I'm not, I would be way more lost. Utterly.
Gosh, how much do I want to talk about? We're gonna have to put a lot of pins, I think, in this episode. But here's a weird thing, actually, I will say, is eventually we come back to this scene, and for some reason they didn't bother to like film it now, and it's clearly green screened. You know, I just want let's put a pin in how not green screened this whole thing is.
They are gonna whack him.
It's good camera work. I will say, by the way, I'll put just open that how much it was in all the media and press and interviews at the time, that this is not like a fake out whatever, yada yada. This is like genuinely the real death of the doctor. It's not like a get out. It's like he's just been murdered here, right? I just want you entering the season with the appropriate, you know, we might be on Doctor 16 at the moment, but
I'm pretty sure River's in that suit, if I remember correctly, but I'm not gonna lie, not 100% certain.
How many options are there?
3, 4 with that old guy.
Whoa, that's
5,
a lot.
Doctor.
I mean, okay, actually, it could be the doctor. Not if
it always could be the doctor.
Not if he's been killed, but
what a horrible shot. She's a very bad shot.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Oh, he got closer.
Yeah. I'm just here to clean the outhouse over there. Oh, let's also put a pin on I'm just gonna say that the doctor might not actually be able to regenerate at the moment, but we don't know it yet. God, we can't just do these River episodes of me pointing out all the continuity errors. I'm sorry. Well, burning the master worked, so... I'm quiet, but I am just watching. I always do this when people are dead for like them to breathe or something. But Matt Smith is just a pro, you know? So like a Viking.
Quite an opening.
Not many seasons killed the Doctor in the first story.
Yeah.
Why is Rory just... Poor Rory.
He pushed it out.
They all made him push it out. Like, he's in jeans. They all are. Amy might be in tights, but... you know...
I like this old guy.
I'm the 28th Doctor. He's got a good voice. Well, he didn't need to open it. He just knew.
Oh, what a great name.
That's an American. I, for a school project, had to create like a fake Supreme Court justice. And I named him Samuel Huckleberry III because that was the most American name I could think of.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Who says America doesn't have a culture? They're all very good actors here, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
They ordered a Coke. Oh my gosh, is that tomato ketchup holders? K9? Oh.
So, yeah, naturally, the Doctor.
Wait, sorry. Did he take the straw from the Coke into the bathroom? Oh, okay. I see. Thank you for explaining that, actually. Can you imagine Moffat sitting down, like, how do we get the Doctor out of the room? Yeah, that's fair. Moffat likes domestic abuse, but you know, that one's fair. Probably a little fair.
The front of the diner,
yeah, has a store across the road that I'm trying to remember if it was in the wide shot.
Is green screened.
No, well, I mean that wouldn't surprise me.
Look at those edges. Look at those edges around the Doctor. That front doesn't exist.
The front exists. The outside,
yeah, but
like,
not from the inside. Yeah,
I don't know. I bet I wouldn't be surprised if it's real.
I don't think it's real. I think it's
often real shots look a bit green screen, I think. Well, you know, it happens. Not to like talk over the plot. Well, is it just like the green neon? I don't think that's green screen. The wall definitely exists. Like, you know. They walked through that door.
It just looks funny.
The TARDIS? Oh, yeah.
Well, right, mystery.
I don't know if you missed the bit where this doctor's younger. Does he still look older? I wonder if it was the makeup.
How old did he say he was?
908?
903, that's like 200 years.
No. He was... Maybe he was like... It was only a few years.
Oh.
I thought. Oh, okay. Never mind. Look, they live for a while. We're not all the 10th Doctor. It is weird, though, I think specifically with the 9th Doctor, that like Amy and Rory aren't 200. He leaves them for a long time and comes back, you know? I mean, normally it's a bit weird because, like, you know, the Doctor will spend with, like, just a few companions, but age, like, hundreds of years, apparently. I don't know.
I am realizing, too, is this the first time we've seen the underneath of this TARDIS like this?
Probably not. I think the
I don't remember
fixes it. Could you turn yourself down a little bit, by the way?
Yeah.
You are quite overpowering.
Yeah.
I think my other brother got me that on a poster for Christmas. He can definitely hear this, you know?
He's like, listening.
He's listening to all of this. You know.
Oh, he's dogging on our day.
Yeah, this is our day. It is weird. I know, like, kind of the Doctor's the one making the plot, but it is generally unusual to see the Doctor as someone else's chess piece, you know? Especially the 11th Doctor can be quite dark and manipulative at times. See? There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot that we don't know who River Song is. Like, how many options are there, Doctor, you know? I just noticed, do River and Amy have the same color eyes?
I don't know.
They both look the same shade of green. Also, I'm not gonna gloss over that. There's this weird idea with River, Doctor writes for the 11th Doctor as well, where like he likes a bad girl. It's like I don't know where this sort of stuff is coming from with 11 or the Doctor generally. You know, I think it would probably be okay to tell him that he's doing this and then give like nothing else. I mean, you know, time can be a bit weird, but poor Rory.
God, I just hope they keep saying it. Such a good name.
Good lord. I'd like the big one in the back, please, bartender. See on the right?
I know this guy.
Yeah, we met him in the future.
I know this actor.
Oh, who is he?
Honestly, I don't know, but he's the devil in Supernatural.
Can you bring yourself down and more?
Yeah.
I don't know what's up today. I can turn you down for the stream, but not for me. Great line. That seems bigger than I remember it.
I might have flipped a switch to fix things.
Is that too soon?
I missed it.
They showed the White House, and I said it was bigger than I remembered.
Oh.
Hang on, let's just get the plot, because it is a good thing. Come to think of it, actually, is Nixon do like everything at night? All his like shady stuff. I mean, that's I guess when I'd do it. Remembered a line. I feel like the Doctor is way worse at the piloting the TARDIS when River's here. You know?
Is.
I wouldn't mind if it was consistent. Also, putting the TARDIS on silent is just a sin. I'm sorry. It's like fixing the chameleon circuit. You can't. You're just not allowed.
I like this Nixon.
He's got to do the Nixon voice, you know? Do you think they get in to say, I'm not a crook? That would be the auditions. That's all I need, is they're just all going to say, I'm not a crook. Oh, all right. Also, the BBC is generally pretty good at getting people who look like historical figures. Like, that's a good Nixon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Patriotic name. True American. Does he have a Wi-Fi router on his desk? Oh, it's 2 pence. Sorry. It's 2 pence. Ow, he must be dense. You know what? I would fire them with that response time. You need someone outside the door. Do we have nukes yet? We do. Where's the nuclear football? 0 accuracy. Can we like that before this scene? They let the Doctor go to the desk, sit down, had them holstered, let him read the file. Fair joke, but again, an example of the BBC. When they go to America, they acknowledge all the problems. When you go to the English past, we'll just, that's fine. Hang on, I need to see Amy and Rory to figure out who's the legs and who's the nose. I really like Clinton. Was it Clayton? Canton, thank you. Again, I say this all the time. I want a story where one of the random goons does just shoot the doctor, and we deal with the fact he just explodes into a new person, right? Like, it just totally turns the episode around,
I also recognize the extra who's arguing with the president. There's a lot of good extras in this episode.
It's just all the American accent people.
It is. He's totally the spaceman, right?
Who? The doctor?
The doctor's got to be the spaceman.
He killed himself? At what point does he... I guess he could kill himself before he kills himself.
Oh.
We're back. The guy behind Amy is also staring at the silence.
Oh, Rory.
What a weird way to talk to your wife. Hey, look, that Mr. Glass is over there, right? He's just asleep, standing up. Oh, I forgot about this plot line. It's like, fine, I will poop on your couch. Like, you do you.
Oh.
Presidential towels.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, this episode's got such an interesting flow to it.
It's well, it's a two-parter, remember? Like,
that's true.
It's gonna be slower. It's interesting that you remember the silence when you see him again.
I remember those little eye patches that let you look at them. I wonder if that comes into this episode.
No.
No, that's later. That's way later. Got it.
That might be this season. You know what? We're doing pretty good with our American accents in this one, I think. Do you disagree? Do I not talk to enough Americans?
I think it's pretty good. I don't know if this woman...
Well, she's from a different part of America.
I suppose.
I feel like America's so big. I hear actual American accents. I'm like, what part of America is that? I've never heard of it, I'm sure it's fine. It's a great design, the silence.
Really is.
It's a little, I guess, weird when we learn more about them, but this is like season 7 level questions.
Horrifying.
Does that work? I don't think that works. But we'll get an explanation this episode, I'm sure. Oh, well, that's not as threatening then. I can tell because of your necklace. Good voice. It's changed, but good voice. I think the silence might be the last of the Moffat monsters, right? Of like those iconic, really simple, primeval fear villains that Moffat creates. In fact, I might go as far. I'm sure someone might correct me that I think the silence might be the last of Doctor Who's iconic monsters. I think they're the last one, like, newly created that you could expect someone in. Well, no, Lux has come along, actually. Lux got big on, like, Tumblr, I think.
Yeah, they're good. I like them.
Yeah, but Lux is like a person, you know? You know, I'm not sure about the only place, but it's definitely a very low. Well, I guess the astronaut, so it has to be Florida. All right, yeah. You want to give a stab? I remember why. Jefferson, Adams, Hamilton.
I don't know.
I like it. I think it's clever. I said don't close the door, Canton.
I love it.
It's a good Nixon. It really is.
Yeah.
On the inside.
In a TARDIS?
Last chance. Yes. The call is coming from inside the house. No. They've gone to Florida. You should know this. You lived in Florida.
The Space Center? Oh, they're talking about space. I wanted to visit so bad. We never did.
They didn't go to the Artemis launch, even though they were close enough to see like this plume.
That would have been so cool.
I was like, how did you not like move mountains? There you go. Nice. Wow. There's like 5 Londons. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't really get the 11 in River. I know River came before 11, but no, you're outside the box.
Yeah, now. I love him. He's the best character.
He's great, yeah.
Right behind Nixon.
I'd like to shove in the people's face to say we can't have 3 companions. We currently have 4, one of which was introduced this episode, and they're all incredibly well characterized.
Oh.
River's been in what, 4 episodes at this point?
I would have felt like more.
The 2 angels. Well, the angels, the library, the Big Bang one. She's been in more episodes, but they're all 2-parters, you know? This is like her 4th story, I think. You can't just... They're very custom spacesuits, but, you know.
Ooh, can we see the camera? No, well.
Knowing the answer, I'm actually fine with them having a spacesuit, but...
Ew.
Neutralize. I get it, but I wish we would kind of shine a bit more light on the fact that Amy's like, let's just kill them, you know? Like, I get it, but...
Well, neutralize doesn't necessarily mean kill.
Was this a... Oh no, this was a 13th Doctor story I listened to. Never mind. I thought there was a plot point recently where, like, Amy would not suggest killing someone, but... Wrong doctor, wrong format, wrong companion. Because Moffat just had a bad time on the break. Like, he hasn't been able to write enough innuendo, and so... It's definitely, like, my biggest complaint with Moffat, and I think it is entirely because he comes from a background of 90s and 2000s sitcoms before Doctor Who. Because it's my biggest problem with 90s and 2000s and modern sitcoms.
They got their own little ood circle going on.
Sound design, yeah. They're weird little...
I think I was scared of these when I was young.
I'm not surprised.
I just blocked it out.
You're supposed to be scared of Doctor Who when you're young.
Yeah.
If you're not, you're kind of doing it wrong, I think. Trying to think if the 13th Doctor has, like, a spooky episode. I'm sure they do, but I can't think off the top of my head.
We need to make everyone meet the silence.
You know, have you ever seen a building that has a sewer entrance, like, in the basement? I've never gotten to live in one. Or, like, be in one. Seattle has loads of buildings where, like, their bottom 2 floors are now just underground in the sewers because it sinks, but that's a bit different. I'd, like, use it for storage and stuff, you know? It's like free real estate, you know? Maybe, is it like a London thing where, like, you have these ancient towns, or is that just because I watched, like, English shows that put the sewer entrances in?
I love Rory.
He is great.
He's great.
He doesn't abuse Amy, like, once, you know? Can't really say the reverse. Moffat writes a little too much domestic abuse in it. Like, Amy and Rory's relationship, this is a common complaint, is often, like, borderline toxic. Not always, but it does often, like, come to that point.
Only they had a fancy screwdriver.
River doesn't have it yet. She's only a doctor. And she gets it right before the library. Doesn't she have a sonic trowel, though? Has that been invented yet?
A what?
A sonic trowel, like an archaeologist's tiny shovel, yeah. Did you think I said towel?
I thought you said travel. I was like, what does that look at that entail?
My contract runs out next season. No. Let's actually remember this conversation. I think it's really consistent with what she said in the library, though.
Hmm.
You don't?
Basically what happened to Amy.
To Rory?
Well, Amy knows all about it. Or Rory knows all about it from
wait,
Amy.
this line does a lot of problems for the confusion because it is just wrong. I think it was said in the library, but they reveal in reverse order, right? So the Doctor's first meeting with River is her last, and River's last is the Doctor's first. This is never how it worked, except in the library. Like, they wouldn't have to compare notes if it worked like that. They wouldn't. This isn't how it works, and it's a really unfortunate line. Like, I'll say, for example, the Doctor's last meeting with River is River's second to last meeting with the Doctor. As she says in the library part, actually. So, and like, a lot of people it's like one of the main sources of confusion with the River Doctor thing, and it is just because that line is...
It's cool in concept.
Moffat has a habit of coming up with things that work and then writing them wrong. Hey, this looks familiar.
Whoa, this is that old
not
guy's apartment building.
Yeah, or not writing them in the show at all, as we're gonna get for the 50th anniversary. Like, it's my worst example. Moffat has, like, the first time he just figured out how to make multi-Doctor episodes work. Like, why doesn't the later Doctor remember what happens? And not only does he not write it into the episode, he writes lines that contradict it into the episode. I'm like, Moffat, my man, what are you doing? But yes,
I don't remember all the juicy details of this ship.
This is the ship that was above. Well, we didn't really know anything. It was looking for a pilot, and the Doctor's like, wonder how it got here, and maybe I'll find out one day or something.
Don't blow him up. Oh, well.
Well, it's fine. There he goes. I kind of, I want to hit double digits with my Rory deaths.
Oh, snap, he said the thing.
He said the thing! I guess we're at the moment where America doesn't have a file on the Doctor. I've never really noticed that conversation much, but it's a nice one on a rewatch. I'll say that much. Oh yeah, I forgot the cliffhanger to this one. It's a weird one. We'll get there. As a reminder, as we approach it, we're gonna have an intermission between the two parts. I don't know how long. We'll figure it out. I don't know if it does have to be now, but...
What you got forget? Oh. Okay, wait. Hold on. Wait, what?
Wow, okay, that one's really thrown you. When an Amy and a Rory love each other very much. Oh, it's the guy. The astronaut. It's probably a bad habit, but I'm to use guy, like, very generically. I know. How do you know it's the astronaut, though? It could be Neil Armstrong. I mean, that's an episode that gets banned in Australia, I think. That's
From the Doctor's perspective, especially. Simply
Doctor,
a baffling
I'm
move
pregnant,
on Amy's part.
And that means that I've got to balance the population. Man, you know, I know how these go, so let's just get you first.
Honestly, just that weird episode.
Again, and then we'll talk for a bit. You probably have time to, like, bathroom, water, maybe grab a snack, but yeah, go ahead. Keep
just
going.
strange, enjoyable. I'll give it that. But strange. It doesn't feel like any other Doctor Who episode very much currently. But it's the first part of a two-parter, so it's setting up like everything.
That's an interesting perspective. I wouldn't say that it doesn't feel like any other Doctor Who episode, but I think I get where you're coming from, just because Doctor Who, like, does so much. But it's obviously inspired by, like, the Men in Black 60s, like, UFO, sort of secretive, all that stuff. I mean, that's what the Silents are literally, like, big gray aliens dressed as the Men in Black, you know? And Doctor Who hasn't done an episode like that. Yeah, that's true. It's a hard one to say, you know, these part ones on their own.
Yeah.
I have, of course, as I like to do, I've prepped TARDIS Guide, just to maybe see what the fans say. I mean, we'll talk a bit about it. I mean, when you pitch, like, you've killed the Doctor and is the 100% real, there's no getting out of this death, right? I feel like you are kind of setting yourself up for disappointment because, you know, I'm not going to talk about the ending, but, you know, there are 16 Doctors at this point. You know, he's probably not going to forever die right now, you know? But I think the scene of the Doctor being shot on the lake, I agree with what I believe now is just a theory. It was probably written before the solution and broadcast like, by the time you had to write the solution, it was kind of too late to change anything. Because, like I said before, when we get to the scene again, for some reason it's green screened, as if they couldn't have filmed it when they just did this location in Utah. I think it is actually Utah. I'm checking, by the way. Episode 7th was June 4th. Episode 8 was August. So there is a few month gap. Right now, the seasons start to get split in half. Not like a crazy amount of time, but, you know, that does maybe suggest that they were written differently. I don't know. I feel like I don't hate the ending, but I also came to it when there were, like, 12 Doctors. So, you know, it's always a bit of a different thing. It is mostly set up. I like the bit about the maps with the Florida. I like, of course, the Silence. I think they're introduced very well. I've actually, for the first time, despite watching, like, you know, 2,400 stories, about, like, half of them this calendar year, I've started watching the minisodes, they're called. So before, mostly with the 11th Doctor, I think, every episode they made, like, a 1 or 2 minute thing online that introduced the Silence really well. Well, they don't all introduce the Silence. That'd be a bit weird. But I agree with you that it might not be as strong of a one-parter as other ones. I feel like I'd either be like a 3.5 or a 4. It's always hard to watch them when we're also... I might be generous and give it a 4. Do you want to give
I
it
definitely
a
think it was enjoyable, and, like, just because it felt different to me, it didn't mean, like, yeah, I didn't like it. I'd
4
give
is
it a
high, 3.5 is low. You want
3.6, 3.65.
Yeah. Well,
I know I can't
TARDIS
do that,
Guide
but
only supports. Yeah.
but hopefully the average rating.
4.01. This is TARDIS Guide. Again, great site. It's a site that lets you track, rate, review Doctor Who. Fantastic. So this is obviously, though, a rating biased towards the people who would be on that kind of site. Yeah, I don't really do the whole ratings thing for I guess Amy's pregnancy might not be as big of a spoiler. It is Moffat as well, just confirmed. But yeah,
I am remembering the whole Amy being pregnant thing is kind of reminding me that I completely forgot that I'm pretty sure.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna go that you're pregnant. It's like I forgot I was pregnant.
I'm pretty sure that River is Amy and Rory's kid, and I'm pretty sure we learned that in the Hitler episode. I could be really mistaken on all of this, but if I remember correctly,
about a Hitler episode, like
if I remember correctly, that's how this unfolds. Look, could be wrong.
I will tell you that that is not correct. There you go. I'll let you interpret. Yeah, all of it, none of it. You know what? What Hitler episode? That's just that's crazy. Let's go to.
I forgot about that when River was first introduced. We were talking about it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure that." Yeah, I think I talked about that like last season or a season ago.
We should probably put
it's foggy, isn't it?
We don't promise spoiler-free watch along. I've said this before. This is a terrible way to watch Doctor Who for the first time. You know, for like just generally, sure, but for the first time, you know, but it's complicated. I resist it again. It's a lot of people say they don't understand the season because it's complicated, and that's not true. It's not that you are dumb, it's that the answers don't work. Like broadly, very broadly, yeah. But there are a lot of contradictions in like everything about River. The broad strokes of their identity work, from what I remember, but I think it's more honestly, I think the issue is more with the silence than River specifically. And people have mapped out a River timeline. I believe the River timeline works out. But there are really, this picture of an astronaut is like just a lot of the confusion. But let's just say we're gonna have a lot to talk about when we get to the end of the 11th Doctor. Yeah, which I don't know. Last time we kind of have two versions of reality, much like my experience with Doctor Who. There's the one where you stopped watching the episode before the 11th Doctor regenerated, which I think is what we kind of puzzled out. That's what I remember when I eventually got into Doctor Who after it started streaming. And I was like, I feel like we had a conversation where you told me episode you stopped. I'm like, you were one episode from like all the answers, from just finishing a Doctor, from a much better jumping off point. I mean, that's where a lot of people actually left. But then you don't seem to remember anything after like dinosaurs on a spaceship. And it's kind of funny to say that you just thought the show peaked. So one day we will get our answers.
We will.
You know, we'll start watching after dinosaurs and be like, is this familiar? Is this... I maybe I'll watch you just reliving my experience, because it was so weird. There wasn't a lot of 11th Doctor back, let alone 11 and Rory, Amy and Rory, but season 7 has such like a kind of off feel. It just feels different. I don't know if that's the season or if that's like that there's new episodes of the show I had to leave like 7 years before or whatever. I do think season 7's weird. I guess I think it's because of Moffat. It's very standalone. It's just a lot of episodes that are largely like kind of standard, from what I remember. Season 7, but it's season 6. It's not season 7. I will get this prepped. Turn the subtitles on. Oops, turn that on. Turn the audio to stereo. 48 minutes. I think we're good. Waters, breaks. You are gonna commit to like 40 minutes. I might have to fill my water actually. I'm not gonna bother to get a book up for you. So you'll have to figure it out. You're on your own.
Well, I'll try and work through my impressions in the next 20 seconds of what I believe is going to happen. Amy and Rory, I remember when they leave the show, the Doctor gets them this like red car, and I think it's a cool car. And then I suppose they go and give birth to baby River. And then since there's a child in the spacesuit, and I thought River was in the spacesuit at the end, or River was in the spacesuit in the end, does that mean River's going to grow up inside of a spacesuit? That would be weird. Not sure how that comes into play. And then there's Let's Kill Hitler, where I guess if this is what happens, that's where Amy and Rory learn the relationship, which might be River's last episode. No, because River's last episode's her first episode, kind of. I'm asking the right questions. Maybe. Will I get the right answers as these seasons come to an end? It sounds like maybe not. It sounds like the answers don't make sense, is what I've been told.
Okay.
So, if anything, I'm just gonna make my own canon.
I don't want to get you in a world of like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like it's worth engaging with the mystery and the story.
I totally will. Yeah.
But don't expect like a masterpiece at the end, you know?
Got it.
Like I could tell you the story of Amy of the river and stuff. And especially if I don't critique it, you might even be like, yeah, that largely works. Like maybe it's a bit of a complicated plot and like there's probably an easier way to like do this, you know, if you're the villain. But
being the filthy casual I am, if things only make a little bit of no sense, I can cope with that.
I kind of want to get to the end, and you're just like, "What the hell did I do?" I saw who was it? It was like a sock puppet, a famous sock puppet comedy show that was doing something about like season 6 or 7. And it was like you're telling me that there were parts of this story that came out in like June of 2009, and that I've still got to get the answers as parts of this story and like June of 2012. It's like I'm 7 years old. How long of an attention span do you think I have? I don't know why they're a vaguely southern sock puppet, but all right. Episode 2, Day of the Moon. I'll have to increase the blur for when we get the moon, of course. I get my time bar. I'll just move it to cover it. You know, the moon, mooning. So yeah, the person's derriere.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
It'll be exactly the same. We'll do a countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. On go, everyone's gonna hit play. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And how do you actually think we should do this more often? That cliffhanger is gonna get resolved. Amy's pregnant. They shot a child live on the BBC.
Yeah, I'm thinking if it's anything like the Titanic episode, it never happened.
Never happened. The Titanic episode is one part, right? Like, I just want to be clear.
Well, didn't the episode before the TARDIS exploded or something?
The Titanic? No.
No,
Rose
whatever
left.
that episode
Isn't
was.
That one? No, it was the Titanic crashing into the TARDIS. I see. That was yeah. And then Time Crash happens, and then the Titanic one happens.
Yeah, so it might have never happened.
Yeah, well, this is how you thought it would open, right?
Yeah.
Weren't we in Florida? Caden, you lived in Florida. Is this what Florida looks like?
it's 1-to-1.
Sorry, can we appreciate that camera work in the car? Like, they hit a bump and they decided to use that shot.
Yeah, 3 months later, it never happened.
Oh, I see. She's run to Utah. Yeah, there you go.
He's been running for a while.
I mean, she outran those cars for a good amount of time.
She did. That's not that far of a drop either.
I don't know. I was just thinking it looked like a dangerous stunt. There were a lot of rocks, like you could crack your head. Looks like a lovely day, though. Not in that suit, but... You know what?
Ooh.
I wonder if this should have been the cold open. I don't usually like those fast forwards. It's a bit weird with a two-parter, but like... It's a bit weirder back-to-back that we're, we do just kind of skip. We'll get back to it, but... do you remember that when people used to put tally marks on their arms for Halloween?
No.
I remember that. That was a big, like in high school, dress in your Halloween costume day. I want the world where the 11th Doctor just keeps the Jesus look. He could play Jesus. You know, he's a very, like, white, modern Jesus, but it could work. Very British.
I know a little bit of what
way
goes on in this episode.
There's a New York building that says New Yorker on it like that.
I feel like, honestly, they could make these tally marks a little more coherent.
No, like, sometimes you just gotta put the mark on the back of your shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay more attention. There's probably on the back of the arm, but... Well, see, they're doing it blind. Organized. There's probably a better way to do it. And, like, the idea, you know, clearly, is they're counting silences, but, like, it must take a long time to inventory that, you know?
Yeah.
I bet that this is a continuity nightmare, too. You know? Also, incompetent FBI, all the teams are failing unless they've got this guy on them, you know? He's not just hopping between all of them. He's in New York now.
I remember this box. This guy's gonna be locked away from the whole universe.
You know, I don't know. If my job had me, like, slowly over the course of the month, like, just lock a guy in a room, I don't know if I could do that, you know? Maybe if they were chill about it, I could do it, but... I'd have to talk to him. I'd be like, look, like, you okay with this? Look,
Rory's really looking like the guy from the Satan Pit episode.
I don't actually remember where the Hoover Dam is. I'm sorry, the Glen Canyon Dam.
Arizona.
Yeah, well, he went
Rory's
to New York.
Been having a rough time. He's been seeing a lot of them.
Poor Rory. Like, how's the inventory the cheek?
Yeah, I was about to say, how does he make sure he's lining that up?
He's run out of space. Poor Rory. Does that count? Does that count? I might plop that down as another question mark. Did he shoot Rory and I missed it? God, this episode's dark. Okay, right? You're a parent. You've got, like, your 7-year-old. They just shot a child last week, and now they've dragged body bags into the prison.
I remember this part.
Well,
he's secretly
now
a good
what?
guy. Very secure.
I don't know. They can't have been in there for long. He's so grimy. That one must have been hard to get. I mean, that's a good Moffat reveal. It's not like, you know, up there, but...
It's pretty good.
See, that, I think, is green screen, Caden. I have to admit.
No, she did that.
Ah.
It was a crazy stunt.
Yeah. Well, they did edit the TARDIS in. The actual stunt, they had a mattress on the floor and, well, you know, I'm sure you saw it in the news, but...
Oh, that's pretty. How long till he shaves?
See, can you imagine if he just looked like that now? But you'd probably get used to it, right? And then we'd go to season 5. It's like, what the hell is this? It's like when the 12th Doctor doesn't have any hair. It's like, this is just messed up, you know?
I'm not ready for that.
Okay, he has some hair, but like... You know.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
No, it's just worse. His hair gets longer, and it's not really until, like, you know, he's got to... Look, he should have just had his crazy hair. Yeah.
I think next shot he's shaved, and I think that's a tragedy.
I don't think he looks as good, but it would have been, a different world.
Funny. Very funny.
Then when he does the multi-doctor episodes, is he Beard 11 or not Beard 11? Why does this sound
Love this
like
atmosphere right here.
War of the Worlds? This news broadcast. This one sure does cut a lot of scenes. Oh, okay, here we go.
No beard. Mm.
Amy should have expected it. I was pregnant, but I better. Rory heard that. Pregnant? By the way, yes, there's your resolution to the cliffhanger. Turns out I was wrong. It's like watching classic Who.
If only we had a picture of them.
Well, there's a thing about that. Like, you got a notepad. I don't know. No, that's my dog breathing out of the bed.
That's the crack in the universe. We already fixed that.
Wait till next season where the Doctor is also fighting an inevitable death. I'm not even joking.
Isn't that just every day?
Russell T Davies is getting a lot of slack for always having like mysterious old women nowadays, but Moffat also kind of repeated some things. You know what? Fine, right?
Yeah.
But in 3 months, no one got a notepad or like wrote words on their arms. Okay, there you go. So there's the line, is that information about itself erases itself over time on systems, right? So that's why you can't just take a picture or something, It's typical FBI. Didn't listen to the instructions. It's like playing board games with Dad yesterday. I kept explaining things. I'd be like, why is that happening? Hello. You know what could be interesting? I don't know if you could do it long term, but a silence companion could be interesting. I don't know what you do with it, but I mean, it's a good concept.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
I do like how we are looking at Florida and started in Africa.
I mean, the most orphanage I've ever seen.
We are exploring American accents this episode, I'll say that. I feel like Southern's the easiest to do. I don't know about you.
I feel like it's the most exaggerative.
Although,
I feel like
the Pacific Northwest does line up a lot with the accents of some other countries. Like, I think the Swedish accent, speaking English, is a lot like just how we talk. Not like the exaggerated Swedish, you know, that would be kind of racist to do right now, but just like a normal person. I'm sure it's fine. Who pays the bills, though? Ooh, Apollo. I mean, we got that in the a little while ago, but it's on the pad. It's been on the pad for a bit, actually. No, I choose to believe he traveled forward in time to look at the rocket and then came backwards in time to do the rest of this part. Oh yeah, we still haven't addressed that Amy like shot that kid. I'd forgotten.
Yeah. Everyone seems to be a bad shot with that revolver, though.
Well, River was like seemed to expect being a bad shot, you know. She did. She was like, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
How do you know she was a bad shot, though?
Because she missed all of them, and it was very easy.
Is that a cardboard below it? I do like the escape handle on the command module. There are cases it would be useful, but not many. God, that's gonna drive Neil Armstrong insane. Just that double beeping, slightly out of sync.
Truly a horrifying orphanage.
Well, you know, I've never been to an orphanage. Maybe they're all like that. That's useful. Thanks, Amy.
Oh, you're gonna wake them up.
Just through the window. I'm sure we're like 5 stories up, but... just taking a bit of time, you know, as you're running around. Well, see, the system has its flaws, it kind of inherently, but like, how do you know you're not just counting one of them? You know?
Yeah.
You need a notebook. Like, I saw 27 at once, you know?
Conceptually, really one of the most terrifying things in Doctor Who, I feel like.
It is kind of funny that they sleep like bats. Especially knowing more, you know? I almost want to tell you the answers just so you can kind of appreciate. It's a bit funny. Once we finish the 11th Doctor, we'll just do it again. This is something Moffat does a lot, but I always like just showing the TARDIS behind an open door so that we know how people got somewhere.
Yeah.
Honestly, Mr. President, I'm a bit upset you weren't here anyways. What is more important in the nation today than this? Yeah, that sounds like America. And rewire it. I didn't even notice Rory.
Yeah, I didn't. I was thinking about River.
Wow. I think the president might have the authority. NASA's under the executive. I mean, even if he doesn't, is that guy gonna say, like, no?
Yeah.
This is Soviet era. Like...
Oh, Rory.
I want to know now. Could the president just come in and be like, NASA, this is what you're gonna do? Like, he can't do funding, but he could pardon the doctor.
Yeah.
Just be like, screw you. He's innocent now.
The cuts back to the orphanage are truly the funniest. I truly love them. That's fine.
It's like Arkham Asylum.
It has such a tone to it. It's so palpable. I love it.
It's like He-Man's castle, It really looks evil, but it's just the outside. What is that? We're not gonna see it. There's a light switch where the cover overhangs the rim of the door in that room. What insanity is that?
Ooh, eye patch.
Mysterious, not so old woman. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I was wrong. The eye patches do show up in this episode. God, we got the doctor's death. We've got a not Amy pregnancy. We've got the woman whose name I won't say. We're not gonna resolve the identity of the child in this episode. Spoilers. Like, we're really putting it all
yeah, there's
out there.
So much. All the pieces.
This is as packed as a Russell T Davies finale. I might even say that much. But you probably would pack your opener and then explore all that. You know what? Actually, I've never watched this season an episode a week. It would probably be more confusing that way, and like over the course of 3 years.
Yeah.
I guess I watched it over the course of like 7, but I did rewatch it. I didn't just hop back into.
Ooh, Amy picture.
Let's remember that photo with the newborn. And be like, and then they took this photo. She's got a Darth Vader voice now. Also, I don't think she missed.
Oh.
Yeah. She aimed from above, but... it's fine. That's America. It happens. I'm not a forensic. I don't know that did miss. 20 minutes to get the resolution to the cliffhanger, by the way. Kid has green eyes. So did the doctor. I just need to pay attention to Rory.
Horrifying.
I just realized they split up and looked for clues. There it is. Look at that. What the hell is that? Why would you put the lights? I know this is an actual building, but that's so close to the door. You know what, actually? This is kind of like the gas mask kid episode. Also by Moffat. I think so. It's got similar vibes. Like with the old abandoned hospital. It's a spooky one. There's a mystery.
Yeah. That's a while. Yeah.
Yeah, let's put a pin in that one too. Don't forget.
I know who would disagree with you on that one, though.
Sorry, what? Who?
I could think of at least one species that would disagree with them on that.
Well, our Wheel and Fire, not the Silurians' Wheel and Fire.
Okay, I see.
That's like a lore-heavy Big Finish story no one really likes. Is like the Silence convinced the Silurians to go into hibernation so that you could get humanity.
Oh.
That's not a real story. I just like to say, but I could see like early Big Finish just not early, I guess, because the Silence, but I know we're anti-gun, but like that's just as a tool. I think that's okay.
We're America.
Well, like the Doctor will use guns to not shoot people. He blew up that gravity globe in the Angel one, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you have the screwdriver, it's probably safer, but does Rory have green eyes? Yes. Everyone has green eyes. I wonder if that's intentional. You can't be like, who's related?
It's like the library. Oh, snap.
Don't make a microphone that defaults to live.
Yep.
There was probably a line about why it's linked to Amy psychically or something. Ow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Even the Doctor is like, ugh. Probably is more qualified though, you know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Also, surely that thing is a microphone, right? Maybe it's not a transmitter. Why is it a receiver? You know what? I'm fine. I probably missed a line. Wait, so you can see the corpses and remember them? Maybe he has to get help. I don't know. I'll accept that.
No, he had a second and then he forgot.
Yeah. Well, seeing the corpses would lead to a problem later. I'll say that much. And I was told you must fall.
Look, he's a young fella.
It's still funny that Prisoner Zero just like knows about the silence, you know? Come to think of it, it's amazing how many people know about a creature whose entire thing is that you cannot remember them, you know?
They shouldn't be so worried if they really believe in that box.
Now, I don't want to nitpick, but if you've really wanted to secure that box, I would not have left the concrete floor. You know? There's a little rim. But I wish we played Hail to the Chief every time he came on screen. Yeah, there we go, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I might vote Nixon just after witnessing that, you know?
It really doesn't sound like President Nixon.
It is funny. It's such an America, I mean now, but especially like Cold War, where like the president just walks up, is like, I'd like to thank you all for being amazing Americans. And it's like, you know. I critiqued them for like doing America, like acknowledging the flaws and various stereotypical, but it's just funny. It's a good bit of comedy to a like, I guess otherwise kind of heavy episode. That can't be that hard in the 60s. That's a big FU to the UN right there. I was about to say, I promise it is a normal blue envelope. Ouch. That's a first for me about you. They're not. Well, you know, they got out of life. That's a great concept. A kid raised by the silent. So, like, they're getting raised, but they don't know they have, like, anyone. I wish we explored that. Yeah. Wait a minute. The child has supernatural strength. Pin. I'm sorry. We'll just... They're capitalists. I like that they said Paris.
I mean, there were a couple of reasons.
I'm not a big fan of attributing going to the moon to space, but, like, plot-wise, you know.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Like, I mean, I get it. Does that mean that the Silents want a better spacesuit now? The old one's, like, getting a bit roughed up? We're going to the moon again. With clear blood. That's nice.
Rough day at the job for Canton here.
He doesn't work here, remember? He's unemployed. Yeah, that's old tech. I mean, I'd be suspicious about the filming. He's kind of giving Geralt of Rivia vibes with his voice, right? It's just all like deadpan, very boring, for lack of a better word, you know? But yeah. It'll be like the library again, just Attack of the Suits. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I don't not remember the suit walking around. Maybe that's just backstory.
Ooh, who's she talking to?
Well, she's gonna be annoyingly vague about it. Oh, Rory's the nose. I forgot I was looking for that. He does come from sitcoms, remember? You can't write, like, 12 episodes a day or whatever without comical annoying misunderstandings. That's a good question. Will you materialize around her and just leave? That's a bad reason, Doctor.
Yeah, I feel like in every other circumstance, this is the Doctor's so excited. He gets to topple an alien invasion.
Oh, here we go, some deep lore.
Ooh.
Rory is older than the Doctor. I've just clocked that. I think that's the way you have to do it, right? I mean, grand romantic gesture, fairy tale, but it doesn't. I don't think it really works. 2,000 years is a really long time. If you went back in time 2,000 years, you could shake hands with adult Jesus. If I have my...
Maybe he did.
No, wasn't he actually... was he born in, like, 33? Or did he die? I don't think he was, like, born...
Jesus?
I don't think Jesus quite lines up with year 0. Or is that just his death?
I was about to say, I feel like he was born in 1. If
I don't think it quite lines up. But, you know, the point is it's about that time, you know? There's a great line where the 12th Doctor tells someone he's old enough to be their Messiah. I think that was a moment where I was kind of started conceptualizing just how old the 12th Doctor, like the Doctor is at that point and today. And why when the Doctor says he's 903, I'm like, he's so young.
Wonder how many silence costumes they have.
No, sorry, at least 3. The line is just wait till my husband gets home. We keep having this conversation. Quite frankly, I'm used to it. Mwah. The fact that they move so slowly is really creepy. You know, like a slow villain is one that doesn't need to run, you know?
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, yeah, no, this was the line. He's realized it's the spaceship from the other episode. Turns out they're in space and they'd have no reception. It's like, oh. You're always confident.
Okay.
Oh, River's in her normal outfit. She's had a lot of costume changes. Yeah, why? I don't understand this Doctor. It's the same with Rogue. Like, you shouldn't like him, but for some reason you do. And the episode presents it like it's natural. You know? We're starting to get into River as a psychopath. That's how the show describes her. And the show says that the Doctor loves her because she's a psychopath, and that was, like, inevitable. It's like, what? By the way, Russell T. Davies, eat your heart out. The Silence are about to use the Sonic as a gun, and I just want us to look out for that.
Just was. It's close.
Yeah, no, it's July, unfortunately. I don't know. Well, the Doctor didn't kill the people in Christmas Invasion. That was the government.
Ah, always.
Nah. That's a lot. Well, we're gonna tape over it, but don't worry, we're gonna get it back. That's right, among the lost media, among Doctor Who episodes, do you know why it looks so terrible? I'm actually gonna go over that after the episode because it's a fascinating story of why it looks so hot garbage. That's not because it's from the 60s. It's because of a lot of reasons. It's like a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. That's how I remember it going. That doesn't seem like it's rated G. Does it work when you play the audio but you don't show it?
Ooh.
Ooh. The doctor's just committed genocide. I like, he pulls the gun before he knows it's there. Hey, Jim,
even if I saw on the television, someone told me to kill them on
it's
site.
they got the psychic post-hypnotic suggestion, right? Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess I would.
I like how you said, even if I saw it on television. Oh, wait, look out for the doctor shooting his Sonic like a gun.
Ooh.
It shoots like green lasers. It's kind of weird. But no, the implication from you that, like, if they told you in person, you'd be more likely to do it. What's he doing right now? I don't see the lasers. Oh, no, there, like, what was that? There was, like, a little... Look at that! What's he doing? Russell
Maybe
T.
he's
Davies,
missing on
eat
purpose.
your heart out. Well, why can it fire things? Oh, it's not headshot at all, actually. Were there this many in the room before? I remember there being like 3 people and this not being a big room. The Silence corpses were there in the lodger, you just didn't remember them. I really hope River's dad didn't see that. You can tell Moffat has started writing half of the answers.
Murderous.
I'm sorry, we've gone where we're supposed to every time this episode with pinpoint accuracy. And you've piloted it maybe once. To be fair to the people who keep pitching like this is a Rory, like Amy, sorry, trying to like be pulled between the Doctor and Rory, Moffat does bring it up a lot, like with Rory having self-doubt or whatever. It's a figure of speech, but it's also like he literally did fall out of the sky.
Yeah.
Build more nukes. That's what the president heard, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if Nixon built more. Like they said at the beginning, Nixon's a bit weird. He's got a lot of good, but like a lot of bad, He's very mixed. You don't get presidents like that anymore. Yeah, no, that makes it less likely, Nixon. That's a terrible name. You will, however, be vastly overshadowed in about 60 years. No comment.
It's crazy.
But there was the nice bit around, I don't remember the exact lines, but he was talking to Amy about, it was a little after he mentioned it was a crime, like things getting in the way. It's a much deeper scene with the future knowledge.
Yeah.
Seriously, one guard outside her cage wouldn't probably stop things, but it is like the basic precaution. I think I might try and keep better track of like first kisses in the diary, you know, but I don't keep this diary like River does. I think it said before that a lot of the River episodes are better without any of the others, because they do paint a great story about them traveling in the opposite directions. It's just not how any other episode has worked.
Yeah.
Even the library, like it's contradicted, you know? I've been meaning to, but I don't know if I'll ever have the time to watch River's timeline version of events, because I've heard it's quite interesting, actually. Prank. I guess it has been 3 months for her. You would realize you're not pregnant, you know? I've always wondered about that, but actually I forget there's a time skip. Don't ask questions I don't want to answer.
Cool.
Well,
I think that's a little fair.
I don't know. Like, you could both go to the doctor.
I think it's not like completely crazy. It's like, okay, I can see you're worried your baby's gonna have space problems.
But does that mean you don't tell Rory? Yeah. That's a point. You know what? That's a good point. Does he know about time heads? No. But, like, maybe you would bring your nurse husband to talk about this possible medical problems or concerns about your child. Well. He does love his invasive medical scans. Wait, weren't we in Florida? Okay, thank you. 6 months.
Little here, little there.
I just need to wait for the text on the screen. That's a nice shopping cart. It's like custom, you know?
Oh, yeah. She's far from Florida.
Well, it's been 6 months.
I suppose.
We just had this conversation in reverse. See, this is what
little
I
girl.
want. Yeah.
You only get like 12 of those. Be careful.
Okay, wow. Look, she's dying. Do you think she should just die? This is not the reaction I was expecting. Next time. We don't watch these. Spoiler. No,
Wow.
spoilers. It's Curse of the Black Spot. I'll tell you that for
Can't
free.
hear about that.
It's the pirate one. It is.
No memory.
No memory of Curse of the Black Spot. You know what? That's not probably the uncommon take. Hang on, is it a Gatus? Nope, it's Stephen Thompson, who actually, I looked this up before when I was doing it. He wrote The Curse of the Black Spot, Journey to the Center of the TARDIS, and Time Heist. Which, Time Heist is got 3.7 average score, but not generally the best regarded of stories. But Day of the Moon, the one what we just watched. Caden, as always, take it away.
And honestly, the part 2 of the two-parter was just a part 1 for the rest of the season, it seemed like.
I mean, it is the premiere.
Yeah. So many things that we're not gonna see for a while.
Moffat loved the idea of a doctor whose first story was ramifications of something in his last. I've said that before. And so, there's when we're finally getting into that. Probably right to save it, most of it a season. I probably would have written more of the outline, because we have weird things like the Silence's voice has changed and yada yada. But you can tell, knowing the season, that he has definitely written the River identity stuff. Come to think of it, I hope so. It's this half of this season. But he has also not really written the Silence. Like they tie in, everything ties in together in that big art, but there's definitely a half of this he hasn't written yet. I mean, it's probably hard to write the regeneration episode, like plots for your generation episode at the start. We've had actually David Tennant and Jodie Whittaker, their last scene or bits of their last episode were both thought of like at the start. Tennant's the like radiating glass thing. I don't think it was Wilf originally.
Yeah.
It's actually, if I ever told you, there's the original draft of Tennant's last script, which I think the concept at least existed from Tennant's the 10th Doctor's start, was the 10th Doctor on a spaceship with like one family. And it was so much different. It was very small scale, very personal, very what people probably want from finales. Well, people who aren't Russell T Davies. He does like his spectacle. And it changed, I think, for the spectacle, but citation needed on that. Like right when he actually sat down to write it, it changed. But I was going to tell you about the moon landing footage, wasn't I? Just as a tangent, right? So the moon landing, the way it works, I don't remember all the details, but they did transmit from the moon. I don't know if it was HD, but it was, at least for the time, a high quality image of what was going on. However, because transmitting from the basically live streaming from the moon in 1969 is complicated. In order to get that to something that would be on television, and by the way, that what they transmitted to NASA, I'm pretty sure is what they taped. It might be going through like one level of this, but I believe in Houston they had to do some weird transmission to convert it into another type of signal that could be read in Australia. And the Australians would then take that signal. I think they might have also had to do something weird to it to get it to display on either like a television or a projector or something in a room in Australia, right? Then the Australians, in order to get that signal onto the TV, pointed a camera at their display, and that signal was then broadcast somewhere. It might have been converted again, but that is what the moon landing that was broadcast to television was. And what survives today is somebody, if I remember correctly, who basically invented the VCR to record the recording of the modified transmission from the moon. And he recorded that, and that is what you will now see on YouTube, on everywhere. That is what survived. It's like a recording of a several times converted transmission from 1969 live streamed from the moon. And that is why the moon landing looks like hot garbage. It was much better back in... But the tape that had, we taped over it. Someone, I think in like the 70s, was like, hey, I'd like to watch the original moon landing. Where is that? And much like happened in the BBC, they went, that's a good question. What do we do with our archive tape? And for the same reason, for budget reasons, they taped over it. It took a while to find, but I think they taped over it with like telemetry readings of some random launch. And then it was lost media for a while. I mean, like, my details might be fuzzy here, But if you look, it's a fascinating story to look up. That the moon landing is lost media. We taped over the original. But it's just such a wacky. It's also interesting technically, but such a wacky journey to get from live stream to the moon to Americans' televisions, and like, man, you pointed a camera at a TV, you know? Oof.
I had no idea.
But yeah, this episode, it's really hard to rate with all the extra context that the stuff comes after, because there's some weird things. I don't. Was it what? How does it compare to the first part? There's your There's your always a good one.
That's a good question.
Oh, before we start, can we acknowledge, right? So we're murdering the Silence on site. Okay, we're just killing them.
Yeah.
There are two worlds, right? Either when the Silence are dead, we can see them, or we can't. Okay?
Yeah.
So there are two worlds. People are waking up, like, I guess it's clear blood, but like with the alien corpse in their room, that can't be happening, right? Or the world is covered in rotten corpses that will never be cleaned up. And quite frequently, you see a Silence, a dead alien on the floor, get freaked out and then forget.
I'm gonna have to say the second one makes more sense.
Yeah, but that's not really good. There's actually, it's kind of interesting. Big Finish has a unit series, Modern Unit with Kate, little before Shooty Gadwap, but like 11th, 12th Doctor Modern, actually 12th Doctor Modern. That's a sequel to this where basically the Silence like want revenge, but no one realizes that this has happened. And so Unit has to work out that like the Silence are here, that they want revenge, that something happened, what happened, and that was probably the Doctor not cleaning up his mess, and they're annoyed about it. Kind of hit and miss. I don't know. It does that thing where it blames like bad politicians on alien intervention. But you know,
I definitely like the Silence right now.
Oh, they're a cool villain, like the Silence conceptually. Yeah. They work when you learn like all about them, but it's just the plot lines that are a little weird. But like the Silence, as I said, I think they're the last iconic Doctor Who villain. There's Lux, but like in terms of species, I think it's definitely the Silence. Partially because Doctor Who kind of drops off in popularity from like season 6, 7 ish, but also I just don't think we've had a knockout. I could be forgetting someone. You're like, whoa, you're forgetting like the emoji robots, and I'm like, I'm sorry. They're real. The emoji robots, they're real.
Oh, I do know those guys. You got to smile.
You shouldn't have seen that episode, but
I haven't seen that episode, but I know about them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say either episode's better than the other. I feel like they're as good in their own ways.
I might, you know what? I think I rounded up a bit to 4. I might round up a bit to 3.5. Down a bit, sorry. Like, there's the weird things about the ending. You could also prove there's not a hidden message in Apollo by, like, timing how long it is. You'd probably notice on, like, YouTube if, man, that was short. I like this is kind of nitpicky. But, it was rather complicated, and I don't know, a lot of like setting up for things in the future, which is fine. Like what was it? The Legend of Ruby Sunday, we gave an average score. So I'm like, this is setup, It's like just kind of hollow setup, and I wouldn't say that is not what this is. But I think I'm gonna stick with 3.5. Like that's rounding down. I'd probably go like 7.5. But you same? You were 4, 3.5.
I think I gave it like a 3.65.
All right.
Maybe 3.7.
3.85 on TARDIS Guide. So, that sounds about right. A little worse than the first one. It sounds like the fan consensus. But yeah. It was a fine opener. Definitely raised a lot. The regeneration at the end is intriguing. Because there aren't any Time Lords. What's the Master's status? He's on Gallifrey in the Time War, right? That's where the Master is. So there's no...
Is he?
Yes.
I don't remember. Yeah,
I
I
don't
suppose.
know if that's necessarily established in Last of the Time Lords, but in the future, that's where he's gone. He went.
Mm.
When they sent Rassilon back in time, the Master went with. That's what's happened to him. So, like, that's intriguing. Everyone probably thinks she's the Ronnie now, because it's a female who regenerated. That's always intriguing. But of course, I know the answers.
Yeah, I don't.
Man, I feel like we need a bonus stream at the end of between the 11th and 12th Doctors, just kind of go over everything. you
Yeah.
know? Hang on. In fact, I think we end on a special. Hang on. How long is? It's an hour, so we'll book an hour after that for for just like unpacking the season and getting your thoughts, because that will be interesting. As I've said before, I think you'll feel like we've resolved the plot, and then we'll get to the time of the Doctor, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, we hadn't resolved the plot lines. There was more.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that one, but. All right, I should probably let you go. I gotta go to the store today. Next week, and it should be next week, which, by the way, is Memorial Day weekend. I don't remember. I don't think that's the international one. We call it something different. I think it's Armistice Day everywhere, but here it's Veterans Day. But it's a 3-day weekend for us, which is worth noting. But yeah, Curse of the Black Spot next week. I quite like Curse of the Black Spot from memory. It's not like all great, but it's just a fun. Look at this. Look at this picture, Caden.
Yeah, it
Amy
looks
in a pirate
unique.
outfit. It's a surprise, heavy air quotes sequel to the 1964, 5 heavy air quotes classic, The Smugglers. By which I mean the first Doctor mentions the pirate, who I think also gets mentioned in Curse of the Black Spot. It's not a very good episode, The Smugglers. That's not a hot take. In fact, I think it is one of the lowest rated on TARDIS Guide. I'm sorry. I know. I can't let you go.
No, I'm here for this.
I rate it 2. It's got an average 2.56, which actually isn't that bad. But there's some people who just love The Smugglers. It's partially missing. Nope, it's entirely missing. And let me tell you, that does not help. It might be better if there was something to look at, but oof, yeah, that one was a tough staying awake with the baby, put The Smugglers on, I'll tell you that much. All right, I will say thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.